Hello, beautiful, beautiful women, and welcome to day 5 of the Move and Flow in Menopause Challenge. Can't believe it's day 5 already. Today, the training is all about your legs, mainly your knees. There's not a day when I don't talk to someone who's got issues with their knees, but we're going to get a little bit into your ankles and talk about the importance of looking after our feet as well. This training is perfect for you if your knees are giving you trouble. Number one, and let me know in the comments as I'm reading them out, okay? So, number one, your knees are already giving you trouble. Number two, you have some injuries in your knees already, either in the past, excuse me, or currently have some injuries in your knees. Number three, you don't trust your knees when you're either moving or getting into certain positions. Now, even I have experienced that when a while back, I had a bit of a niggle in my knee, and suddenly I felt like I just couldn't trust the knee when I was like jumping or stepping off a chair down onto the ground. So, number four, you don't trust your knees when you move or when you moving into positions. Number four, your knees are stopping you from enjoying life to the full or your favorite sport or activity. And number five, you want to avoid all of the above. Okay, so let me know in the comments. There's 3 people watching. Fantastic. Hello, beautiful people. Let me know. Number one, your knees are giving you trouble already. Number two, you're having injuries. Number three, you don't trust your knees when you're either moving or moving into a position. Number four, your knees are stopping you from enjoying life to the full or enjoying your favorite activity to the full. Number five, you want to avoid all of the above in the future. So let me know. I'll just give you a few secs. Oh, hello, Glad. So nice to have you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, that's hard. That's hard because when you think about having sore knees, it's like nothing is comfortable, right? You can't walk, you can't run, you can't sit down comfortably. The knees are really quite important part of the human body. Today, the training, I'm going to structure it the same way as I structured all the other trainings. We're going to do some mobility. We'll do, again, some open chain standing mobility for the people who are finding it uncomfortable to get on the ground. Then we're going to do a little bit of closed chain mobility on the ground. And then I'm going to show you some release techniques for getting rid of pain in the feet and how to look after your muscles in your legs so you don't get sore knees. Okay? So, what I want to talk about briefly is that why are we getting so many issues with our knees? The number one reason why you are getting pain in the knees is that you are wearing the joint in a way that it wasn't designed to be worn out. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? If any muscles in your legs, predominantly the front of the thigh, the quadricep, or the adductors, which is the inner thigh, or the outer thigh, which is the abductors, or any muscles at the back, like the hamstring or the glute, if any of those muscles, plus all the little muscles as well, are tight, that will affect the way your legs move. Once you are moving in a biomechanically incorrect way, instead of the joint being perfectly positioned as it was designed and as you were hopefully born with, now things are going to be slightly off. Yeah, because, and I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you. And then the joint is no longer perfect, and now it's wearing out in places where it was not designed to move. I hope you understand that. Let me know. Okay, so I'm going to stand up and then give you an example. So I personally occasionally get pain in 2 places. I sometimes get pain just underneath the knee. And I know that that's because my quads, the muscles on the front of the thigh, are getting tight. And when you think about it, when you look at my thigh, if the muscle is nice and straight, everything is moving perfectly. Imagine as soon as this gets shortened and tight, it's gonna change the way my knee moves. Equally, I sometimes get a bit of a pain either on here or on there. So imagine, and I often get that because I get tight adductors, which is the muscles in the inner thigh. Yeah. So what would happen if my muscles here became tight? So look, what is it going to do to the knee? It's going to push the knee out of alignment. And now if I'm doing any lunges or any squats or just walking down the road, my knee is going to be wearing out in a really weird place, right? So number one cause, and this is probably the beginning. At the end, you can get torn ligaments and ACL and patella and like all the array of problems you can get with your knees. But it all starts with tight muscles, okay? Or performing movements with incorrect form, yeah? So let's say that you go to the gym or like I'm going to do some lunges and you're lunging this way, yeah? That's going to tragically wear out your knee. So it's either tight muscles or performing movements in a biomechanically incorrect way or with a poor posture, okay? I often see people doing lunges here as well. Yeah, so when people are pounding lunges here, look what's happening. I'm transferring the entire weight of my upper body into that knee, okay? So in today's training, as a bonus, I am going to teach you the correct technique for the bodyweight squat or any form of squat that you want to perform. And I'm going to teach you a correct technique for the lunge, okay, as a bit of a bonus. But let's get into it. So first we're going to start with some standing mobility movements for the knees and a little bit for the ankles, okay? So we did leg swings, I think in yesterday for the hips. Yesterday we did hips, yeah? So let's do some leg swings. Yeah, so as you can see, this is now starting to mobilize my knee. Again, if you're struggling with balance, hold on to something, either a wall or a chair. Yeah. And let's just do a little bit of this. And then change to the other side. I just got a little wobble. I'm tired today. It's been a busy week. It's been a wonderfully busy week though. And we've got one more day to go tomorrow where we put it all together. All of the mobility we've learned over the 5 days. Yeah? Now we're going to do some knee circles. Yeah? So just put your legs nice and together, and this is going to mobilize your ankles as well. Yeah? So do the circles, in your range of motion. If your circles are small, that's all right. If you can do nice big circles, that is all good too. And go both ways, yeah? So both directions. See how that feels. Awesome. I'm going to actually take my shoes off for the next one. Yeah, it's nice to perform all mobility without your shoes. Yeah, you can just get a little bit more biofeedback from your feet. Okay, now let's just get into the ankles a little bit, okay? Back, I need to go back. Okay, yeah? So just doing little circles here, mobilizing the ankles. And then again, go both ways, yeah? I have so many clients who have issues with their knees. I have lots of very athletic, high-performance clients with issues in their knees. Surfers, snowboarders, footballers, runners. I read somewhere that 75% of all runners will get injured at some point. That's a tragic number. Shouldn't be like that. Running is a very natural activity for the human body, but you need to know how to run. It's not just about lacing up some sneakers and go. Yeah? So let me know how this is making you feel. And then we're just going to go into a little bit of toes. Yeah? You can do this in a downward dog as well. It's quite lovely. I'm going to show you once we get down on the ground, okay? So here it feels really nice. Your toes should be nice and spread. It's terrible what we do to our feet, how we stick them into tight, narrow shoes. Because your feet is essentially where all movement is created. Yeah, that's your feet give your brain a biofeedback in what's happening. And if we're always closing them and shutting them in tight shoes, it's not very good for us. Yeah. So free your feet as much as you can. New Zealanders are very good at that. We always walk around bare feet, but that's not the case in other places in the world. Obviously, we have winter here, so we get it's quite cold. Okay, I'm going to take my jersey off and then let's run through some movements on the ground, okay? Let me know if you are doing it with me or if you're just watching and maybe doing it later, okay? And pop any comments and let me know which one were you at the beginning. I asked the questions 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, okay? We're going to go into the rocking shin lunge because that is a wonderful movement, how to warm up all the muscles in the legs and the knee, okay? So let's do this. We did this one yesterday, I think, for when we were mobilizing the hips, but let's not forget that this is going to warm up the quadriceps and get into the knees as well. And obviously, as you can see, what's happening to my ankle, yeah? I'm mobilizing my ankle as well here. So the whole leg. Oh, I'm actually going to coach you how to do the bear squat. That's an amazing movement. It's a goodie. Okay, and switch to the other side. Yeah? See how you are. Just because it's going well on one side doesn't mean it's going to be the same on the other. So be mindful, be careful. Yeah? Let's do a couple of more. And then I'm going to show you the bear squat. It's one of my favorite bodyweight movements. Yeah? Okay, so start on your hands and knees. Yeah? And from here, tuck your toes under. And now once you pop into downward dog, which is probably quite a familiar movement for most of you, don't concentrate on locking the legs, so leave them bent, but more concentrate on sinking the upper body between the shoulder blades, yeah? So as I pop up, I'm going to bend because what I want to do is I really want to sink back and have the hips nice and high. As soon as I straighten my legs, this is what will happen to my posture, yeah, to my structure. So that's not where I want to be, okay? So release your legs, unless you've got like wicked mobility in your hamstrings, yeah? I'm a little bit tight today. So from here, you're going to sink your hips down towards the heels. Amazing movement to build strength in the legs, stability in the ankles and knees, and obviously you need mobility as well. Yeah. So make sure that you're not going forward. Yeah, this is what I see quite a bit. The upper body doesn't move. The only body part that's moving is your legs. And exhale as you come up. Yeah. This is amazing movement. If you have already terrible issues with your knees, be very mindful when you're doing this, okay? So these are kind of my two favorite go-to movements to mobilize the legs. Now let's talk about how you can help yourself if you've got issues in the knees, because I talked about that mainly the problems will start with tight muscles, okay? I'm going to show you some release techniques for some of these muscles, okay? So if you have, well, hopefully most people will have a rolling pin at home, yeah? So rolling pin, I don't know if you call it a rolling pin in most countries, but it's basically a piece of wood that you use in your kitchen. It's about that, yeah, for rolling pastry out. It's to be found in most kitchens. If you don't have it in a kitchen, you go to some cheap store and they will have it. Okay. And what we're going to do, you're going to sit down, and ideally you need to have your leg at a right angle. Yeah. So your thigh for me is a little bit high, but this is the only chair I have here. Okay. So find some stool or chair where you can achieve having your thigh perfectly parallel to the ground. Then you're going to grab your trusting rolling pin. I've got a club bell here, which is quite similar. Yeah, it's just a little bit, it doesn't feel as good as wood. And then you're going to strip your quads. So you're essentially giving your quads a massage, yeah? And you're going to roll it from all directions. And then you're going to see if you found some sore spots, yeah? Here is often where there is a lot of tension for most people, yeah? I think it's called vastus medialis. It's like a little muscle. I often get a little bit of tension in there, okay? So just roll it with your rolling pin. Pretend you're rolling like a strudel or some kind of pie. And look, I've got a lot of stuff going on in here. I've just discovered. If you discover a really sore spot somewhere, apply a little bit of pressure, only to the point that it's like you feel it, but you're not like getting tears in your eyes. And then just gently sit on it and then roll. Yeah, just very gently. You most likely have a knot in the muscle. So don't stretch it. That will just tighten the knot even more. You need to roll it. Okay. There we go. So this is how you roll the quadriceps. Often the muscle responsible for a lot of knee issues when it gets tight. Okay. I'm going to show you how you roll your adductor as well. That is a muscle that often gets really tight, either by exercise or often it's a muscle that holds tension for long periods of time if you've like fallen or slipped. Yeah. I know of someone who had really horrible pain in the knees and lower back. And it was from like a 20 years prior when she had a skiing accident and fell down, and the muscle got so tight and it never released the tension. Okay. So the way you roll your adductors is that you sit down and you have your legs at right angles or whatever is comfortable. Yeah. And then you're going to do the same thing with the adductor. Yeah. With the inner thigh muscle. Again, you're just rolling it from all directions and try to find some sore points. If you find a sore point, just sit on it for a little bit, breathe into it, and then just gently roll over, okay? It's not going to disappear after one session, but if you give it some love, like every day or every other day, it will disappear at some point, yeah? It's like tenderizing meat, really, yeah? So there you go. Yeah? So these are two techniques how you can help yourself in taking care of the muscles on your legs so your knees don't become sore or injured. In terms of hamstrings like to be stretched dynamically. So the bear squat movement that we did just before, it's wonderful for stretching the hamstrings, okay? They like to be stretched in a dynamic way. While we're learning and releasing techniques, I'm going to show you how to release your feet. So your feet are literally an engineering marvel. I think there's like 26 joints in the foot. And it's made out of a lot of cartilage and a lot of small bones and a lot of muscles. Yeah. A lot of people have issues with their feet, and that is really affecting their movement. Because when you think about it, if you don't stand right because of your feet, everything's just going to get slightly off center. Yeah. So what I like to do is I like to keep a selection of balls underneath my desk. It could be anywhere though, yeah? But I like to kind of multitask and do more things at once. So I have a tennis ball, then this, I'm not sure, I think this is a squash ball, and then I have a golf ball as well, yeah? So different sizes and different textures. And what I do when I sit down and I'm doing something on the computer, I'm going to, what I do, I check the tennis ball under my bare foot, and then I give it some love. And you'll notice it's sore, yeah? Often in the arch, yeah? Just go to the other one. often in the arch, but often you find other spots that are really sore. So number one, I will start with the tennis ball. It's bigger and it's softer. Yeah, it's not going to hurt that much. The squash ball, it's still soft, but it's a bit more pointy. Yeah, so it kind of gets into different areas, and I feel I've got something tight in there as well. Yeah. And then I didn't bring the golf ball. I couldn't find it. I think my kids grabbed it. And then I will go with the golf ball. Obviously, the golf ball is small and it's hard. So it will get into lots and lots of places. Okay. So this is what I do to take care of my feet. Your feet work for you incredibly hard. Yeah. We often stick them in tight shoes. We don't look after our toe spread. And then a lot of issues in your knees can be created from the knees. Yeah. Sorry, from the ankles and the feet. So give your feet a little bit of love. I'm using this term very loosely here. Yeah. But it feels real good. Like it feels really good. And go everywhere. Yeah. On the heel, just underneath just cover the whole area and see if you can find some sore spots. Okay. So that's my tip. You can get any kind of ball. If you've got any massage balls at home, lacrosse ball, baseball, anything that will do. Yeah. Just to get in there. I'm just going to check on some comments real quick. Because there's, oh, Debbie, you made it. That is fabulous. Yeah. I was going to send you a message where to find the guide section. Lovely. Doing it with you. That's fantastic. Thank you. Oh, Michelle. So nice to have you here. It's freezing today. Absolutely. I know. Yeah. And I don't know if you feel like when it's cold like this, I just feel like my body just shrivels up and it just doesn't want to move. Just want to be wrapped in jerseys and watch Netflix on the couch. But yeah, it's freezing. It's hideous. It's like one day it's beautiful here, and then 2 days we get freezing southerly. Yeah, it's winter here in New Zealand, beautiful women. So yeah, we're still trying to make it to springtime, but it's been quite cold. It's lovely to have you here, Michelle. That's lovely. I just got in. I've been looking and scrolling. I will finish up with you, then go to the replay. Awesome. By the way, I have been doing a neck movement regularly today. There has been so much less discomfort. Is that the mobility movement working? Wow. Yeah, it is that quick. It is that quick. It's remarkable. Yeah. You can notice within days. It is quite remarkable. Yeah, it's so powerful, mobility. I don't know why more people don't know about it. Yeah, it's so simple, yet so powerful. Okay, so we've done closed chain mobility. We've done open chain mobility. We have done some release techniques with a rolling pin or some balls for your feet. And now I'm going to run you through the correct technique for the bodyweight squat and a bodyweight lunge. Yeah. Obviously, if you're going to the gym and you're loading your squat and you're loading your lunge with some tools, it's the same thing. Yeah. Work on your basics. But I'm going to teach you this. Okay. I'm going to also show you the examples of what I see quite regularly in my line of work, what people are doing wrong and what's wearing out their knees. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure that you can see my legs really well. Okay, the bodyweight squat. So the bodyweight squat, you want to stand with your feet reasonably wide. I will go just slightly outside the hips. Another important thing is that your toes need to be turned out. I would recommend about 15-20 degrees. The reason for that is that when you go and squat down, your knees will naturally open and you want your knees to be tracking your toes. Yeah. So if I didn't have my toes turned out, this is what will happen. You can see my knees are screaming because I'm loading them with so much weight. It's so uncomfortable and really a little bit painful. You want to open the knees, open the toes about 15 degrees. Yeah. Step number 2, you need to engage your glutes. And this is what I see all the time. People don't know how to engage their glutes. So they are muscling everything with the quadriceps, yeah, the big muscle here, which in turn is overloading it, making it super tight, and then it's upsetting your knees. Okay, so it's like a chain of events that then leads to injury and discomfort in the knees. Okay, so the best way to turn on your glutes as much as you can, and I know some people really struggle with it, is you're gonna pretend you're turning the feet outwards. You're not actually gonna move them, but you're gonna pretend like you are. As soon as you do that and try it, you should feel your glutes going kind of squeezing. Yeah. And now you're going to keep those glutes squeezed. Imagine you've got a penny between your butt cheeks and you don't want to lose it. Yeah. And you're only going to go as low as you can keep this squeeze in your glutes. For some people, and I've got plenty of clients like that, can only hold the tension when they go quite low, quite high. Yeah. I've been doing this for a long time. I can hold the tension all the way down. But you don't want the glutes to switch off. Yeah? As soon as they switch off, what is actually moving you? It's probably the lower back. It's probably the quads. It's probably the hamstrings. Yeah? Those are not the muscles that you should be using the most. It is your glutes. So come with me and see if you can hold the tension in your glutes. Obviously, you need to stabilize your abs as well. Otherwise, your squat is going to look like this, which is now loading my lower back. Imagine I had a bar on my back. That would be just awful. Yeah. So you want to engage the abs as well because you want beautiful natural spine. In the squat, it doesn't matter how low you go. What really matters is that you're using the right muscles to move you down and bring you back up. And when you think about it, you're squatting every single day. Every time you go to the toilet, every time you sit down on the chair, every time you get in the car. So to have your squat perfect is quite fundamental because you are doing a lot of it every single day. Yeah. So turn the toes out, stabilize the abs, and then go down as low as you possibly can. The golden standard is thighs parallel to the ground, but obviously it will be nice if you can go all the way down. Yeah. So this to me is a real sign of healthy body is can you actually squat down here? Okay. Not to make you feel bad. It's okay. It's a work in progress. Not many people can go into a big squat. It is okay. But start somewhere, even if it's just here. But make sure that you're feeling the tension in the glutes, and it is the glutes that are mainly moving you. So tune into that. Okay. The most common mistakes I see in form is overarched back because the abs are not engaged. What I also see is this. People are going too forward with their knees, and that is structurally really terrible because now I feel the loading and the tension in my knees. Yeah. What you need to think about the squat is that you're sitting back. Another trick I'm going to teach you today is if you can't see your toes, your form is not good. Yeah. So if I squat here, I can't see my toes anymore. I know I'm too far forward. Yeah. So I need to really think about that imaginary chair that's behind me. And then I'm going to sit on that. Now I can see my toes. Yeah. Let me know if you're doing this with me, unless you have an active injury. If you've got active injury, just don't do that, okay? So let me know how this is for you. Yeah, the squat. Now let's move into the lunge. A lot of people are lunging here. Yeah? People think that lunging is a forward movement. Yeah? This is loading the knee terribly. Okay? I'm exaggerating. People are usually not that bad. Okay? What you need to think about the lunge is that the lunge is actually a knee drop. The lunge is this, yeah? So as opposed to this, the correct lunge is here, yeah? So when you see now what's happening to my legs, I'm not loading my knees at all. I'm loading, again, my glutes, yeah? Doesn't matter how low you go on the lunge, okay? Where you can also start is you can start in a split lunge, yeah, the stationary lunge where you're not actually moving, and you're going to just practice your technique, yeah. So from shin is perpendicular to the floor, back thigh is perpendicular to the floor, my legs are at 90 degrees. Imagine you just sliding up and down a wall, or that you're dropping the knee, yeah? If it's in motion, it's here, yeah? So I'm not transferring my weight on the front leg and the front knee. I'm keeping it back. I'm transferring the weight and all the work into my glutes, which is my powerhouse here, yeah? And I'm here. Much easier, yeah? Much easier to come back from. It's not loading your knees. You can lunge here quite comfortably without injuring your knees, okay? Another tip, start wide, finish wide. Much better for your base of support, yeah? Lunging here, it's tricky, yeah? Imagine you've got like tracks running and then you're going forward, yeah? You're going forward, but you're staying back, yeah? And don't tilt off the waist as well. Your waist, yeah, everything is nice and tight, and you're going this way. All right? Here we go. I have so many clients. I hate lunges. I don't want to do lunges. It hurts my knees. That's because you're not doing it right. Yeah? Let's have a look. Oh, hello, Tammy. You join us live. That's awesome. Love the rolling pin move. Yeah, totally. Who thought that you can make pies and also keep your quads healthy with one instrument? Yeah? You don't need any fancy, crazy, expensive foam rollers that are just weird. Honestly, rolling pin is the bomb. Yeah? I use the club bells because I have them here. Yeah. I love squats and haven't been doing them because of my knee pain. But when I follow your directions, I can do them. Oh, yes. Yes. Perfect. You made my day. That is awesome. Absolutely. You just need to remember. Just sing back, yeah? I'm doing some of these just super sore right now. Okay, where are you sore, Tammy? Michelle, I am rehabbing very slowly a knee that has been swollen and stuck in a band. Oh, ouch. I have got a lot of the swelling down. The squats are pulling and inside of my knee. At what point do you start to squat with knee point, and at what point don't you? Working on yesterday's hip exercises. Yeah, totally. If you have active injury, Michelle, I wouldn't push it. I would just wait for everything to calm down. If you are experiencing pain, what is it? It's pulling on the inside of the knee, okay? Inside. So I would start, so if you've got acute injury in your joint, then the number one advice is you do the mobility sandwich, yeah? So if you have injury in your knee, you will mobilize the area below and the area above while your injury is acute. So if you still have swelling, that's an acute injury, yeah? So you would be working on mobilizing the hips, which was the training from yesterday, and the ankles, and leave the knee alone. I would not load a knee that is swollen with squats and lunges at this point. I would wait for it to just go away and recover from the acute injury, and then start working and figuring out why you injured the knee. Yeah, why is it swollen and why is it pulling? If you're experiencing any pulling in the knee, it means that the muscles are tight. Yeah, so either the muscles above or the muscles below. So either deep tissue massage, if you have some cash to throw at it, and go somewhere to a really trusted therapist. Michelle, you in Wellington, I know a phenomenal massage therapist that literally fixes people in one session for $90 an hour. But she is phenomenal. She's the only one I trust with my body. I don't go to physios. I don't go to anyone else. I go to her because she fixes it. And then she tells me what to do so I never get to that position again. Yeah. So, but if you don't have access to a very good therapist, then rolling Yeah. If you're experiencing pulling, it's either this line is tight and you can then do releases on your IT bands with a foam roller, or you need to roll the inside. You need to roll the quads and you need to dynamically stretch the hamstring. And then I will be getting into the calves as well. Yeah. But at the moment, if you've got acute injury, remember mobility sandwich, mobilizing the area above and the area below. If you've got injured hip, you'll be doing knees and you'll be doing the thoracic spine. If you've got injured lower back, you're going to be doing the hips and the thoracic spine. Yeah, the area above and the area below. You don't touch the joint that's injured at the moment. Okay. So just leave the squats for now, Michelle. Yeah, just recover. Give your knee some time. I don't know how long you've had this injury for, but the hip movements would be perfect. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you're seeing anyone acupuncture or anyone. Lunge feels so sore. Lower light back. Oh, right back. Okay. So when you're lunging, Debbie, you get pain in your lower back. That's probably your hip flexors. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. So you've got some stuff going on with your hips, probably. Yeah. Hello, Dawn. Nice of you to join us too. The technique for the lunges makes a big difference. Absolutely. Yeah. If you've been doing lunges and your knees are like, oh, not sure about this, definitely go to this. Okay. And start slow. Yeah. You don't have to be actually lunging. First, you want to learn how to move and how to transfer the load back onto the glutes. So this is what you should be feeling the most, these muscles, yeah? Obviously the quad as well, they're helping. But at the beginning, level 1, I will start with this, yeah? Again, doesn't matter how low you go, yeah? You just want to be able to offload from the quads and the knees and send the work to the posterior chain, yeah? Meaning the glutes. So at the beginning, I would just start slow and gently here. Make sure I've got tight abs, nice straight posture, yeah? No rolling. Elbows I recommend usually to the ribs because they will encourage you to squeeze the lats as well. Yeah. And then as you get a little bit more comfortable, lunge, check. Yeah, I'm good. And then come back. Yeah. So really break it down into digestible steps so your body has time to get used to it. Yeah. I swear, if you do squats and lunges like this, they will never hurt you. Yeah. Good. I am sore because I went to CrossFit and we did a heavy leg day. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna get worse tomorrow as well because legs are always worse the second day. So give them some love, give them some Epsom salt bath, and grab the rolling pin and roll them out, and maybe a gentle walk just to flush out some of the lactic acid. That's awesome. Maybe knee too far forward. Should be where I can see toes. Absolutely. Great advice. Thank you so much. Oh, my utter pleasure, Michelle. Yeah. I hope your knee recovers quickly. Just do some of the gentle movements and then wait with the squats and the lunges for when you recover. It's annoying when you've got issues with your knees, isn't it? Because it's like everything hurts sitting down on the toilet like 8 times a day, and it's annoying, and then you don't want to wear them out. I mean, I hear so many people have knee replacements, especially very active people like surfers and snowboarders have knee replacements at like 50 and 60. Your joint is designed to last you 120 years. The lifespan of a human joint is supposed to outlive you, yeah? 120 years. So if you're needing joint replacements any sooner than 120, that means that you're wearing your joints out in a really bad way, okay? So I hope you've had some aha moments. Share them with me. Do a post in the group. It seems like this was maybe the training that was quite like, oh, okay. I didn't quite know you're supposed to do lunges and squats like this. Yeah, so if you've had some aha moments, share it in the group or pop it in the comments. I'm glad I could help. Yeah, because I don't want you to have sore knees and then stop enjoying life, because there's Debbie, you're a surfer and you're all active women, and Tammy, you're clearly a CrossFitter, which is which is badass. Yeah, I tried CrossFit once. It's pretty full on. Yeah, a lot of injuries in CrossFit too. I get a lot of clients from CrossFit when they get a bit too broken to keep doing CrossFit. Yeah, so I know it's usually shoulders and lower backs, isn't it? So yeah, I hope you have good coaches that work on your mobility and good warm-ups and modifying the exercises to where you at. Yeah, but do mobility every day. Yeah, and that will keep you going for your CrossFit workouts because it's awesome, isn't it? It's the bust from it, isn't it? Yeah. Well, if there's no more questions, beautiful women, I'm gonna conclude this. Yeah, I knew this was gonna go a little bit longer because it's such a massive topic. I could be here for another hour coaching some more awesome movements. But give your legs some love. Start with a rolling pin. Get a tennis ball or a golf ball. Give your feet some love, and you'll notice that it's going to make a huge difference. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me live, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, where we're going to learn movements for the whole body. So I'm basically going to take you through a mobility routine that is going to get into all the areas of your body, so from head to toes. And that's usually what I run my clients through at the beginning of each session. That's what I do every single day before I do some physical activity, or if it's just a mobility day, that's what I do. Okay, so join me tomorrow, same time. The link will be in the group, and thank you so much for giving me your very precious time and joining me live to learn some things about human movement. And I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ka kite ano. Lots of love to you all. Bye.